After your PE class, you're about to shower when you're horrified to find your body suddenly bleeding heavily. Thinking he was about to die, he fearfully asked his classmates for help, but they mocked him instead of assisting.
One of the female students even took a photo of the disheveled screen, making the already self-conscious girl feel even more embarrassed and ashamed.
The PE teacher promptly stopped the student's bullying behavior.
The teacher told her this was just her period. But the girl was already accustomed to the angry look she gave the classmate who bullied her with the pranks they were so used to.
The discovery of the bonsai's hidden lamps would completely awaken the girl's dark power. The university president had a much younger long-term partner, with a significant age gap. When the principal said other mothers should come, the girl seemed quite resistant, shaking her head repeatedly. The nearby water dispenser suddenly exploded. Soon after, his mother arrived to pick him up from school. On the way home, she felt her classmates were against her, and her mother scolded her instead of comforting her. The mother, a devout Christian, viewed a woman's menstrual period as representing impurity or drunkenness. This woman often experiences that. The restrictive educational and religious doctrines led to Jiali's enlightenment by her classmates at school. Although they have always felt a sense of their own identity, resisting will lead to harsher punishments. The mother locked her in the dark little room, and she would only be released if a sincere plea moved her above.
At the same time today, the ringleader Chris, who bullied his classmate at home, was discovered by the teacher to have uploaded the video he recorded yesterday.
This damages his reputation and fuels rumors. Even when publicly exposed, Chris denies the video was posted by the PE teacher. Punishing everyone with him by imposing an additional week of short leave would deter others. The crowd distanced themselves from her. Even her close Vietnamese friend believed it was her fault. No one stood by her. Ming Kelly directly accused the teacher of abusing their authority, resulting in the cancellation of his graduation ball eligibility. On the second day, Jiali returned to school after the previous day's video incident. Everyone looked down on him, and Papaya openly mocked his lifelong insecurity and timidity, deepening his dejection. In his most helpless moment, he discovered he had superpowers. He can use his mental abilities to move and destroy drugs when angered or excited. With this superpower, he is no longer the meek song that can be bullied. She frequently consulted books on the subject and practiced in secret at night, hoping to fully master the skill. After being barred from the graduation ball, Chris asked his father to appeal to the school for reinstatement. Exasperated by the students' bitter behavior, the sports teacher taught him, using videos on their phone. If he can prove the video is not of him, he can refuse to hand over his phone on privacy grounds. His newfound fame from the new meeting made him resentful of his family, and led him to secretly plan revenge. A few days later, Jiali was reading in the cafeteria when Tommy sat across from her and asked her to meet his daughter. "Let's attend the graduation ball together. This will give the shy, plain-looking girl, who has never interacted with boys, a chance to participate." He felt that this must have been noticed, and the teacher also saw his nervousness and advised him not to be so self-conscious, because in his view, she hopes to fit in with the other girls and participate in group activities, as this is Jiali's first time wanting to live like a normal girl. But he never imagined that this ball would plunge him into an irretrievable predicament. That night he told his mother about the ball, but she refused to support him, just as he had anticipated. The family sees this as a great chance. He dreaded being viewed as a freak, but his mother's harsh response surprised him. He spoke maliciously, as his mother had closely monitored his interactions with the opposite sex since childhood. Despite the potential of the other person, the mother prohibits her daughter from any interaction.
The immense pressure and inability to effectively communicate with my mother has left me with no choice but to utilize my extraordinary supernatural powers in order to resist and overcome this challenging situation.
This act only reinforced the mother's belief that her daughter was a demon.
Alas, despite having carefully and meticulously adorned and prepared myself at home for the occasion, with great attention to detail, my mother still remains steadfast and unwavering in her refusal to relinquish or reconsider her firm position on the matter.
He warned his family they would mock and harm him, but Gareth wouldn't listen.
West.
He locked his mother in the small dark room to avoid her criticism. At the same time, Christy arrived at the venue I attend, and she secretly dropped a bucket full of vermilion on the stage. The beautiful woman is still lost in a dreamlike fairy tale, unaware of what awaits her. Excited to see something new, he arrived at my performance and joyfully danced with her. The boy's gaze filled him with unprecedented happiness, despite his lack of experience. But soon this beautiful dream will be shattered by the ever-lurking Chris, who has already meticulously planned everything to deal her a heavy blow. Rayla saw everything and tried to stop it, but the teacher mistook her intentions and prevented her from doing so. A large bucket of pearls and blood suddenly poured down on him as he stood center stage. The large screen on stage kept playing the bathroom video, triggering a barrage of laughter from the audience. Their ugly faces filled the home with despair, though they remained unaware. The boy was knocked down by a falling iron bucket, but a pair of kind boys came to his aid. A household eruption sparked a frenzied killing spree, turning the scene into a living hell. The reaction of everyone present at the scene was one of utter shock and astonishment. Everyone was stunned by the usually timid pavement girl's unexpected capability. Fearing direct confrontation, some tried to escape, but he had blocked all exits.
Except for the physical education teacher, all the other individuals who had been present within the venue had tragically and fatefully met their untimely demise at the hands of their own family members, back in the confines of their own homes.
Chris and his boyfriend thought they could escape, but came across the killer's home on their way. The non-superstitious Chris wanted to run him over, but the man lifted the car in a year. The parked car next to the utility pole exploded.
With all the tasks finally complete, a sense of order and rationality was restored to her home. Feeling deeply unsettled and shaken, she hurried back to her dwelling to thoroughly cleanse and purify her body.
He finally realized his mistake. Felt I shouldn't have gone to the dance with my mother, but regretted not sending him to see God right after he was born. As he comforted his daughter, he grabbed a knife to kill her, but the knife suddenly stopped in midair before he could strike. All the items levitated and flew towards me, where I saw my mother pinned to the wall. I realized I couldn't control this adorable creature. His scarred, suffering mother stirred his conscience. Ruida came to apologize, but couldn't forgive himself for killing his mother at home. He used his last superpower to resolve the incident, but decided against trying to save him. His family did not want him to die with them, so they used their last ounce of strength to push him out. The house quickly collapsed. In the end, Sheila stood before the family's gravestone. His tombstone was inscribed with the words, "Though people's homes had flaws, she sought vengeance against her abusers, since everyone was hostile towards her."